Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places.
I haven't hiked to a mountain lake for quite some time, so our last stop in the Bridger Wilderness was quite a thrill. But we are on to our next destination. We are headed to the Gros Ventre Wilderness in western Wyoming. Can't but notice how much clearance I've lost loading down this Subaru for our trip. This area along the Granite Creek is definitely one of my favorites. This is the third time that we've been here. Once when the kids were little. A couple years ago, Michelle and I revisited it, and Sam and I just kind of impulsively decided, instead of spending our time at Kurt Gowdy State Park, as well as in the Bridger Wilderness, that we were going to revisit this area. It's beautiful. This area has almost everything that makes my family happy, and so let me tell you what those are. First of all, what makes me happy is along this creek there is some dispersed camping, and that is our goal today, is to try to find a place where we can disperse camp in the sound of this wonderful creek and find a spot to just take in nature. We followed quite a few of the pullouts looking for the perfect spot for us to set up, and we did find one eventually, but we loved exploring along these little single track entrances down near the river. It was pretty nice. It really wasn't off-roading, and yes, you probably could have done it with your 1988 Toyota Corolla, but yeah, it was still kind of fun in the Subaru. So while Sam and I are looking for a wild, wonderful, natural area to camp that will have a little bit of shade as well as have access to the river, we want to do some fly fishing. So I guess that's number two. The fly fishing along here is pretty well known. It has a good reputation. We're actually not quite here in the best season for that. There's a lot of snow melt, and yeah, the rushing river, the rushing water down this Granite Creek is probably a little bit too much for the trout to bite. However, there is some good fly fishing along here. And the potential, maybe in a little different season, would be a little bit higher. But three, there is a developed campground up the road a little bit beyond where we're going to disperse camp. And so you have the amenities of kind of some people around, some trash, and some vault toilets. But, yeah, no water service right now. So we had to get water from the river. We just boiled it. Four, there are some hot springs here. There is a developed hot spring, which I will show you. It's at the top of this trail, about 9 miles up the road from the main road. You got to follow the National Forest Road all the way up, and you come to a developed hot spring that is, it's like a pool. It's warm, and does require cash to get in. There's no credit cards. There's no cell phone reception out here for them to be able to run any kind of MasterCard, Visa, or Discover, or American Express. It's cash entry, and I think there's a few other things that you can purchase at the concessionaire.
What's that over there?
Otherwise, there are some hot springs. You either got to cross the Granite Creek to get to them or hike through the Gros Ventre Wilderness, about a mile to reach it. So that's the last thing. There are hiking trails out of this area. So this is really a kind of a perfect spot for meeting all the expectations of at least my family. This little trail here was a really nice dispersed camping area because of its proximity to Granite Creek, and we really wanted to stay here, but I think that there was no shade and there were some other campers already in the area, and we just kind of wanted our solitude, I guess. There was a little trail right there that was for off-roading. In a minute I'm going to try it.
You just got that one giant rock you gotta watch out for. Gotta put an X mode?
I did. Wide angle on these GoPros doesn't quite capture the elevation here, but I was really impressed with the lower gearing of this Wilderness Edition. Traction was fine, but there was one rock that was protruding, and I wasn't really happy with my clearance, especially loaded down, so I just returned back down the hill, and we proceeded out the the regular entrance rather than the off-roading entrance. So maybe I do need to make some mods on this Subaru. Maybe it needs a lift kit to get into some places, especially when it's loaded.
Ooh, now that looks rather ideal, Sam. What do you think, dude?
That looks good.
It does.
We found a spot with some shade, a fire ring, and some reasonable proximity to the river. We drove around a little bit just to check out what else was here, and yeah, this looks like the spot.
Couple pieces of timber there. Yeah, there's some trails down there. Nobody's been in here much.
Well, I think we found our spot. We're gonna get set up here, get our lunch, and yeah, this is it.
Just doesn't matter how old you are, peanut butter and jelly always hits the spot. Yeah, this is all you're getting for a cooking portion of the video. I think you can tell I go heavy on the peanut butter. Sometimes when you're camping, simple is just better. Always making a full meal to have a cooking portion of the video. I don't quite think you realize how much work that is to do that, and you might discourage yourself from camping if you think that's what you have to do every time. PB&J is just okay. We are set up on the Granite Creek. Got some shade where we're gonna pitch our tents and cook tonight, and we're off the road just a little bit, so that's good. And yeah, trails down to the river for fishing. We might just spend a couple days here. We had to get back in the car, check out the hole at the top of the mountain called the Open Door and the waterfall at the bottom of the screen. Nice area. Low clearance though. I think I'm gonna need some heavier springs for when I'm loaded, or a lift or something. Here we are at the Granite Creek Falls. Not far beyond the falls is the access to the Civilian Conservation Corps hot spring. We had to go up and see it. We are truly in a beautiful place. If you're wondering why I have these glasses on, it's because my other glasses are a single lens and these are trifocals. And it's a little bit easier to work at a campsite this way, so not as sightly, but much easier not to become frustrated. So we're in Granite Creek, dispersed camping, and as far as we can see, there's another RV down that direction. Granite Creek. That's my son down there, just a little dot. He's scoping out the shore. He wants to go down and do some fly fishing in a little bit. We got some sunshine after a little sprinkle here. Beautiful creek. Beautiful flowers. This is really nice. We've been here twice and we have always wanted to do dispersed camping here. And so the campground is open, but they, like the last campground, don't have any water service either. So there's not really much advantage in being there, with the exception of they have vault toilets, but we have ours right here. We'll just bag it up and probably take it up to the dumpster up at the campground. But wow, this is just a beautiful time of spring. Look at these flowers. Those little red flowers there. Purple flowers. Violet flowers. This beautiful valley and creek between these two mountain ranges is just lush and filled with vegetation. The yellow flowers are everywhere. The green grass is everywhere. It's just beautiful. It is called the Gros Ventre Wilderness for a reason. Gros Ventre means big belly in French. Wildlife here just absolutely has lots of vegetation for feeding. They've got a big belly. We even got beautiful flowers by the bathroom. Nice little fire ring, already pre-built. Cleaned up our campsite a little bit. There was 2 rotten stumps over here that I just cut down and processed. And yep. This is just about perfect. I don't know that you can get much better than this spot. Good conversations with my son about life and expectations and how things are so different from when I was young, going to school, how things are different now, and what was expected of me and what's expected of him. Trying to get traction is a lot more difficult these days. Yeah, not the same ball field, different game, a lot more difficult. And we had some hot dogs and some mashed potatoes for dinner. Pretty good. But it was raining and no one was in the mood to do a video. But it's good fire, hot wood, really dried out.
Well, we're going to try to go down to that rushing creek and see if we can catch anything.
Wow, bear poop right here.
Is there?
Yeah. That looks really cold, man. You came up through here, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any fish in this, but it's too shallow. Oh, there is. I just saw trout.
Are they coming out?
Right there. I guess purple.
Our luck at fishing wasn't so great, but wow, look at this environment. The sound of a rushing mountain creek, the view of the mountains. Yeah, didn't matter that we didn't catch a fish. The sunset to the west lit up the mountains to the east. It was pretty. In the morning, the music of Granite Creek was joined by the sun rising over the mountains to the east.
Good morning. It is 38 degrees this morning on Granite Creek. The sun is just coming up just over the mountains. Revived the fire from last night. Got it going. Sam is still sleeping this morning. That's okay. Get a good fire going for him so it'll be warm when he gets up. Yeah, this is what we're looking at. It's beautiful. There are no water services at the campground up the National Forest Road. The last campground we were at, there's no water. All the water heads have like trash bags put over them, so I'm just assuming, I could be wrong, and maybe that's part of budget cuts, I have no idea. But not fun, so I'm boiling some river water and I'm going to add it to our supply. This morning, go down and get a couple more jugs here. Jackery's taking in about 40 watts in the morning sun, so that'll recharge to run our fridge. And the Jackery 1000's in the vehicle right now running the fridge, and it was up to about 66% last night. We charged it all day yesterday. With the intermittent clouds and the rain, it didn't go so well, but yeah, we'll be fine for now.
Sam is still sleeping in today. It is vacation, you know. We slept so long the night before after our hike that I didn't sleep much last night either. I maybe got 4 hours or so. But it's pretty chilly, and yeah, pretty chilly. That water is so cold it makes your hand hurt. A lot of critter holes down here, either otters, muskrats, beaver. Digging lots of holes. You gotta watch where you step. Bit of a climb here.
We only had one thing on the agenda today, and that was to get to the natural hot springs on the east bank of Granite Creek.
We were hiking in the Gros Ventre Wilderness up to the natural hot spring. It is about a mile hike. Some beautiful watered area that we're going to come up on here in a little bit. I have hiked this once before with Michelle, and it's part of our adventure this spring. Never seen it in spring before.
That sign's so far up, that's when the trick goes.
Wow, I've never, in fall it was just a trickle. Well, the hot springs are cold today. Too much overflow. I thought the water volume was a little higher today. When I reached down to get the water this morning to boil, the water level seemed higher, so all the overflow just must be coming through here and cooling off the hot springs.
Sam was brave enough to test each of the hot springs on the east side of Granite Creek, but they were they were freezing cold. we just sat for a while in the sound of the Granite Creek Falls. We didn't have very big goals for today. We just wanted to relax. We wanted to try to get in those hot springs, which didn't happen. We spent most of the day in the shade under those trees, had lunch together, had some dinner, and just took in that sunset at the end of the day. And of course, the lighting of the eastern side of the hills. It was beautiful. We just relaxed. Sam always likes to carry his camera, and I do as well. So we sat for a bit and compared some photography. The best of these photos get sent off to Shutterfly and turned into a puzzle. So when I can no longer move my legs down the hiking trail, I can move my fingers to put these memories back together again. In the morning, we didn't mess around. We just got ready, got going, got down to Granite Creek, and we're headed for Idaho. Different kind of beauty this morning. A lot of fog in the air from rain in the night. In the next video, we're going to get to the diverse beauty of Idaho. This is the desert. This is the Salmon River. That's where we're headed. Hey, thanks for joining me.